Hi everyone, it's Sudi Wevrin for the countdown to the Fly Your Ideas 2019 final. We are now, remind me again, 7 weeks away from the final. I'm doing so many of these videos that I keep forgetting. As I mentioned in the last video, we have 6 challenges in this year's Fly Your Ideas competition, and today we are joined by the challenge sponsor of the Data Services Challenge, Jean-Michel Darroy, who is also the head of, and let me get this right, of Strategic Partnerships at Airbus Defense and Space Intelligence. Jean-Michel, thanks for joining us.
Yes, welcome here in our beautiful showroom.
I know, it's very nice. I'm really excited. We got out of the studio, so we're able to do something different today. We are now in the final round of the Fly Your Ideas competition, round 3, and out of the 7 teams that are going to the final, 2 are from the Data Services Challenge. You want to talk to us a little bit about the 2 teams?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So the first one is brought by a UK team from University of Cambridge. The project is called Airfish.
Right.
It's an ocean monitoring system combining satellite imagery and video imaging technology for monitoring illegal fishing, but also to reduce bycatch of endangered species.
Right.
And more globally to reduce the bad impact on the marine ecosystem.
Okay.
And the second one is coming from Argentina,
right.
University La Plata. It's called VACA. It's a system for agriculture, combining different sources of data, satellite imagery, but also meteorological, right. IoT data. It's about monitoring in a quantitative and qualitative way the pastures, right. But also the number of animals in paddocks. And also the health of these animals in the paddocks.
Exactly, exactly. Just 2 questions I have, just in general about Fly Your Ideas. First of all, why did you get involved in Fly Your Ideas, and what are you expecting, or what are your expectations for the challenge?
But first, why? To be clear, I've always been very attracted by the ideas you can capture everywhere in the world. I've been very lucky in my career to have international position where I've been exposed to different areas, and I'm always very impressed by the quality of the innovative ideas you can get from many parts of the world. And so I saw Fly Your Ideas clearly a one-of-a-kind initiative, right. To be exposed to students from everywhere in the world.
Why do you think it's important for a company like Airbus to get actively involved in creating these types of competitions and create this environment for innovation for young people?
But I think the rationale is two-way for me. In one way, it's part, I would say, of our corporate responsibility, okay. To support these young people in in transforming their dreams or their ideas into reality. But on the other hand, my experience shows also that it's always very interesting for us as a company to be exposed to all these innovative ideas that are very original, and probably we will never have inside the Airbus. So it's really a two-way rationale for me.
Okay.
To some extent, we can say that we can support them, they will learn from us, but I'm sure we will learn from them too.
I'm already learning from them, reading the projects and stuff. They're fascinating. Yeah. I'm learning from my intern who's filming this video right now. So
it's really a mutual benefit, I'm sure.
Exactly. As you're aware, the final event is here in Toulouse on the 27th of June. So you'll have 2 of your teams on stage pitching. Yeah. What would your advice be for your teams and for the other teams to perform well on stage? To really put a prototype out there that's going to wow us, that they're going to be satisfied with?
But maybe first advice would be to be, and it's not an easy one, to be distressed as much as possible, because I can imagine that for these young people to be exposed to a big international group like Airbus, probably it's a bit impressive. So just to be relaxed. Then to be maybe straight to the point, because they will have a limited duration to convince the jury, and so it's really about pitch elevator approach, where they have to be very quick and to focus on the most important things, which is not easy. Huh?
No, it's not easy, especially for young people who are coming to pitch new ideas. They don't have a lot of professional experience, and it can be very intimidating for them.
Exactly. So I'm sure that this is really the first area where we can support them, is to be distressed, relaxed, and then focused on the most important aspects.
Okay. Another question which a lot of people ask us about, because it's an international competition. As you mentioned, one of the teams, the VACA team, it's a team from Argentina, which is composed of 3 women and 1 man, which is very exciting for us because, as you know, in the aviation industry, we're still trying to bring up the percentages of women that are represented. This is also a big thing in STEM. How do you feel about this?
Of course, it's a very nice move, I'm sure. More globally, we all know that we can only improve in the aerospace industry from that perspective. Good news is when you look at the evolution of the Airbus group, there are positive trends. Just look at the new executive committee. There are women that have very important roles, like Julie or Grazia. So, and more globally in the company, I think that we have more and more women in key positions. So I think it's important, and clearly the fact that we have teams like this one, the VACA team, which is with so many women, is really a nice evolution. Yes, no doubt.
Okay. You may not be aware, because we've been going back and forth about all the projects, and we're now in final round 3. In round 1, we received a total of about almost 280 projects, and then we're down to 7 finalist teams. What would you say to those people who haven't made it to the final, to those teams? Because we saw a lot of great projects. There was a lot of debate during the evaluations. We had a hard time. It was very difficult to get rid of some projects. So what would you say to those?
Never give up. Yes, that's always, because I've been involved in other challenges, not necessarily of the same kind, but other types. And that's always the message I'm using, because it's important that they keep their passion. I would say to each of them that they have unique talents, I'm sure. It's just for them about finding the right ideas, the relevant context in order to implement them. But I'm sure they have all talents that they can exploit. So never give up, don't be shy,
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, Jean-Michel, thank you so much for joining us and for your time.
It's really my pleasure.
Okay, it's my pleasure as well. Anyway, everybody, as I keep saying, stay tuned to the FlyYourIdeas website and our social media channels on what's happening in FlyYourIdeas, and don't forget to stay tuned for news on the final, which is on the 27th of June here in Toulouse at the Leadership University. Thanks, and see you next time.
And don't forget to have fun. Huh?